Today we're going to show you how to place your viola up into playing position on your shoulder and how to shape your left hand so that it can be ready to play. The first thing that I want to say to you is be sure you have the right size of a viola. They come in all sorts of kid sizes. The best thing that I can say to you just as you're looking at this video and watching how to position the instrument is just one tip, and that is when the instrument is in playing position and you reach as far as you can with your arms straight and put your fingers around the scroll, this end of the viola, then bend your elbow. If you can get a little bend or even a little more bend than this, that's probably the right size for you. Your local music store can also help you to get the size that you will need. The next thing is to make sure you have your shoulder rest on and make sure your strings are in tune. And our previous videos have already talked about those things. So I hope that you've learned them and that you're prepared to do the next step. The next step now is going to be putting a dot. I have these sticker dots. They are Avery color-coded labels. You can get regular stickers, any kind of sticker that you have already that would be fun to put on. And we're going to stick it onto the spot where your left hand is going to go and start plucking. So I'll just take, I think, orange. And if you see how the viola neck comes right to the body, this intersection is going to be our point to go just beyond, about 1 inch past, and I have to pull the string aside a little bit or slide this underneath the string and then just stick it right down there. So you see where it is. It's a little bit past the point where the intersection of the neck and the top of the body come. Now I have a spot to look at. I like these bright orange stickers because they're easy to see when I put my instrument in playing position. But before we play, we will stand up. We'll always be standing when we do our practicing at home because that helps us to balance better. And then later on, maybe a whole year later, we'll learn how to sit down and play with good balance. So now we're standing up. And I have the viola in rest position. This is what we call rest position. I have it I'm hugging it a little bit. I have my hand underneath it and holding here. I have my arm right around over the top of the chin rest and around this way, but not on top of the bridge. So this is rest position. I also put the scroll so that it's up a little bit and not down here. I don't want to have the viola hanging down in front of me, especially if I'm going to be walking. Holding it, I can see it better and I can protect it in case I see somebody passing me. So I have rest position here. You see my signal dot, and the first thing I want to talk about is your feet. So what we want to do with the feet is this. I'm going to back up just a little bit. My feet are together, then I'm going to open them up with the toes pointing outward, so I have a V. And then I'm going to take a small step with my left foot. And when I do this, I'm going to rock just a little bit so I feel like I'm balanced. Now, I will take my left hand and I'm going to get it ready to perch over the top of the signal dot. Do you see how I have my thumb going underneath the neck and my fingers are making a nice curved, sort of like an open rooftop over the signal dot? When I'm ready to put it up into playing position, I'm actually going to hold on the first time I do it. And I would suggest to you that you have something soft that just in case you drop the viola, it won't break. Maybe you could do this over a bed or you could have a nice soft carpet underneath you. The next thing I'm going to do, after I stop rocking here, is I'm going to take my right hand. See, I'm holding with my left hand pretty firmly because I don't want to lose hold of it. And I'm going to slide my right hand down until I feel the very end of the viola. There's a button, and I'm going to show it to you now. See the button here? Some buttons are brown like mine, some are black. but all instruments have a button. I'm going to take a hold of the button, and that's going to be how I'll help put it in playing position for the very first time. So I have this hand holding this hand on the button, and I'm going to put the viola on top of my shoulder over here. When I do that, I turn my head just a little bit to the left, and the button winds up being almost right at the center of my throat, maybe a little bit to the left of center. Notice too that when I put my viola over here, my arm turned around so that now I have a nice point on the point of my elbow, and my fingertips are perched right up over the button, the signal dot that I put there. So now I'm going to take it back down and put it in rest position, and this time we're going to do it all with one smooth gesture. Let's see if we can do that together. So I have my left hand down, I'm in rest position, now I'm putting my hand, bringing my thumb up underneath the neck, fingers perched over, holding on with this hand, sliding down to the button with my right hand, and putting the viola on top of my shoulder, turning my head so that the button goes very close to the center of my throat, and I have a nice bend in this elbow. Very good. Are you ready for the next step? The next step is doing all of that while we play. So you have your left hand in this position, and now instead of holding here, this is another time you want to make sure you don't drop the viola. We will pluck the A string. This is the outside string, or the bottom from where you're looking, and I'm plucking it very close to where my signal dot is. I have my hand resting on the side here, my thumb is underneath, and my pinky is doing the plucking. So let's start plucking A, and then while we pluck, carefully slide your right hand down to the button, keep plucking while you bring it up into playing position. On top of your shoulder, turn your head a little bit, and now here we are in playing position. Now see if you can let go with your right hand off the button. And stop. Do you see how your fingers are rounded and perched sort of like a rooftop? How your elbow has a nice bend in it, and how you're standing very straight and tall. This is a very good viola playing position, and your hand is doing a nice shape. While you're up here, let's play 3 times on each string. The A string is first, and then the D, and then the G, and then C. Did you see how I had to bring my arm around to be able to reach C especially? Let's do 3 on each string, and then bend our knees in between. Here we go, starting with A. Ready, play. A, bend. D, bend. G, bend. C, bend. And now you've played all the strings of your viola in playing position with a very good shape of your left arm and hand. Well done.